Hey everybody, this is Crowmar with TGN, and I'm here today to bring you some more Rift coverage during the Beta 6 event. And we're going to take a look at the class Cleric and the soul Warden. This is a healing soul, and our combination is Warden, Sentinel, Purifier, with Warden being primary and then having some extra points for Sentinel. Really quick breakdown: Purifier is based around shielding, absorption shields. Sentinel's a little bit of a jack of all trades with some hots, limited hots, lots of single target casts and some AoE. And then Warden is based around healing over time. It's a water spec kind of, and it does have a single target heal that's extremely powerful that I'll show you in a minute, but it's mostly heal over time. So let's take a look at the specific heals that I'm going to be using here. I've got several different instant casts and several different cast bar spells. I'm going to start with, there's a cast bar spell that puts a instant heal and a hot on me, and a couple more instant cast hots, an AoE instant cast hot, which I use all the time, a simple cast heal, another cast heal, and a shield. So a lot of variety. Let's see how effective these are here. What I'm going to do is just put a couple mobs on me. I don't have any attack spells on my cast bar, so I got to run up and hit things. Alright, let's just put 2 on there. That's good enough. And let's see how they do. Now they're going to break through my damage absorb shield first. Don't stop attacking. What are you doing? And I'm going to start taking some damage here. Alright, let me get down a little bit low. And then put up a hot, 2 hots, cast bar, hot, 3 hots. So now I have 4. I have Soothing Stream, a Healing Spray, and one of the other 2 called Healing Current and Healing Flood. So these 2 guys cannot get through my hots at all, and I'm not even using anything else, not even reusing my shield, and I can just refresh these forever. Ooh, 3. Oops, wrong one. But yeah, there we go. With all 4 up again, it's pretty unbeatable. So I'm going to de-aggro these guys. This, by the way, is extremely good for running away from enemies because you're like almost unkillable. I really should emphasize almost, but there we go. So even with 3 guys beating on me, and you get a debuff if you run away, by the way, cause you take more damage. So even with 3 guys hitting me with the debuff up, they couldn't out damage my hots. So very effective. Now let me go over the names of these abilities here and what they do precisely. The first one is Healing Spray. This is the instant cast one, and it's for free for specking in Warden. And I have this on so many different configurations because this is such a good spell. So that's very good. I'm gonna skip the DPS ones, and they're kind of stupid. Now this is the cast bar Healing Current. This is the one that has a 2-second cast, heals me, and then it puts up a heal over time buff. A Healing Flood is an instant cast AoE that puts a healing over time on everyone. Deluge, I'll get back to that later. Soothing Stream, this is a fun one. You stack it up 4 times, so you want to make sure you keep refreshing it. You don't let it drop off. I want to show you that Deluge challenge I just skipped over here. Immerses the ally, healing them for a bunch. In addition, Revitalizing Water heals the ally for a bunch more for every heal over time effect on the ally cast by the caster. So what this does is it heals for a certain amount no matter what on its cooldown of only 3 seconds. And on a 2-second casting time, cooldown 3 seconds. I know that sounds odd, but I'll show you why in a minute. And then it heals additional for Revitalizing Water. Now, the way it's worded was a little confusing for me because I thought Revitalizing Water was some other spell, but it's not. It's just an additional thing that's cast, so it's like 2 spells in one. So anyway, oh yeah, about that cooldown, it's actually 8 seconds by default, but I have this really amazing talent here, reduces the cooldown of your Deluge by 4 seconds. And it reduces it from 8 to 3, even though it says 4, and I don't know why that is, but that is some funky math. Probably a rounding error, possibly a tooltip error, I'm not sure. So I want to show off the effectiveness of this spell. I'm going to get some dogs on me here. Alright, it's good enough. So let's get our heals up. I've got 4 hots rolling, and I'm going to hit Deluge, and it's going to... Deluge, I don't know how to pronounce that. And it's going to show up in my combat log here. Okay, finally got out of combat so I can read this log. So the deluge hit for 253. That's a non-crit, and then the revitalized water with full stacks of hots up hit for 178 plus 48. So that's like 500 plus. That's yeah, wow, fail math. No, that's under 500, but it's still quite a bit of damage for only 2 second. Quite a bit of healing for only 2-second cast. By comparison, you know, I'll just have another one of these guys beat me up, and then I'll show you the amount. I don't even know why I didn't show up before. But here we go. Healing Grace. 129 plus 180, so just over 300. So obviously Deluge is just way more effective than your Sentinel heal. And although it is on a 3-second cooldown, which is it makes it kind of awkward, but it's still totally worth using because in between during that cooldown you can use that time to refresh your hots. And the actual throughput on it is pretty impressive for a spec that's only supposed to be heal over time. Now, once you get a few more levels, you have increases the additional healing done by your deluge, so increases your revitalizing water by 30%, which just makes it more and more efficient. Plus, there's a great buff in here that I wasn't able to get simply because I didn't have enough points. Casting a heal gives you a 30% chance to give you a 10-second buff, stacks up 5 times. So, you know what this means is that you can get this great buff to your wisdom and pretty much maintain it forever throughout a long fight, as long as you don't get horribly unlucky on your proc rate there. And that's pretty powerful, and there's nothing like that in Sentinel or Purifier, that's for sure. Other great passive talents: increases the effectiveness of instant cast heals, yes please. Increases the effectiveness of your healing over time abilities, yes please. And lastly, increases your maximum mana by 10%. So a lot of great passives that are almost required. Now I've got 2 more instant cast spells here. Well, this is not instant cast, excuse me, it's 2 seconds, but it's on a 45-second cooldown, puts 3 orbs, they pop when the target's hit and heals them. So you cannot keep this up all the time. It's obviously going to be used up almost immediately, but it's a nice way to start the fight. It helps you as you're trying to roll your hots. Now the other ability here, Ripple, I absolutely love. You cast it once every 45 seconds, and it makes your next heal over time instant cast hit your whole party. So in other words, I mean, let me translate that for you. It's going to be healing spray because it's your most efficient single target heal. So what it allows you to do is just put healing spray on the whole party in addition to healing flood instantly. And the fact that this is not on the global cooldown, so I can just go. So I'm casting. Let's say I'm casting healing current on myself, and then I hit it, and then I cast my my next heal. And as you can see, I hit the wrong hotkey. I hit Soothing Stream instead of healing spray, but you get the point. I hit the ripple, and it even shows the ripple going before the healing current, so how fast it is. So ripple, great talent, definitely get it. Now I briefly mentioned some other abilities. The Purifier does have a self shield only, not for your party, which is a little obnoxious, but at least there's some, plenty of instances where that will be helpful. And as a Sentinel, you get an instant cast heal on a target, which is nice and helpful in addition to the Warden, and it goes well with this talent right here. But you also get your standard spamming heal. Not too useful. I mean, the deluge or whatever really replaces it. But I don't know. There might be some situation where right after using deluge, you can use pop off a healing grace and then switch back. I don't know. But the main reason I put points in here is actually not for this talent. It's for increasing the effectiveness of your heals by 5% and then reducing the mana cost of your healing spells. That's even more important by 10% once it's maxed out. Now, if I were to put more points in Purifier instead of Sentinel, I would have access to not much really. Just a quick spam heal right here, and nothing else that really stands out. After a whole lot of points, you do get a shield for an ally, but it's just a pathetically low amount of absorb that it actually does. I know that the tooltips aren't really accurate, but the point is on a 30-second cooldown, it really needs to be a lot of health that it absorbs on such a long cooldown. And it makes it really pointless. I mean, I would say this spell for 16 points is less effective, like significantly less effective, than this spell for 0 points. I know they serve kind of a different function, but in terms of over a long fight, in terms of healing throughput and keeping your tank alive, this is just way better. The only advantage this has is that it creates a cushion for incoming spike damage, which but it's just not a very big cushion. It's too small of a fraction of the health. I mean, if it was like on a 2-minute cooldown and was like a ridiculously huge amount, then you could use it for that very specific reason. before the tank's about to get really walloped by something, then there might be some use in that, but as it stands, it's just too weak. So I'm really impressed with this configuration of Warden and Sentinel. Mainly it's Warden. I mean, the Sentinel only contributes a bit, and the Purifier doesn't really contribute anything. Now, if I was to dump one of these, there's really nothing else to get. Honestly, none of these specs really support your healing at all. There's a couple that support spell power, I think, or wisdom. Yeah, here's spell power, and then there's, what's the wisdom one? Is it Inquisitor? Or no, it is Purifier, never mind. So I guess, 5 points in Kabbalist for some extra spell power, but that's really not that great of an idea. So if you're looking for alternate arrangements as a Warden, I don't really have any suggestions, but to go with what they give you here, and just kind of pretend like this one isn't here, and just focus on your Sentinel, and mainly your Warden. But the Warden is fun. I think this is the most fun and the most effective out of all the healing trees, and I think that the others need some work, but I will definitely be healing in the future as a Warden, and I would recommend everybody else does that too. It's more fun too. There's just more buttons to press, and there's more of a feedback. Like if you manage to keep your hots up, then it makes your deluge more effective. You can stack up soothing waters. That's fun, I guess. There's a lot of stuff to it that is just more engaging than the other specs. Plus, it does seem a lot more effective, to be honest. All right, well, that's it for the Warden. Thanks for watching. This is Cromar with TGN.